Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a video to share, or a layout to share for Coco Vanilla Studio. I'm using the very beautiful new Bloom and Grow collection. So I have a 6x8 photo. Now this is one that was taken at like a theme park, or it's a zoo actually in Lanzarote, and they print the photos for you. So I haven't printed it at this size. This is actually my nemesis photo size. 6x8 I hate. But all of the photos, like school photos and photos at theme parks, all seems to come in 6x8, which drives me to distraction. But anyway, I've actually trimmed it down slightly, so it's still 6 inches high, but it's only 7¼ inches wide, and that makes it a little bit better for me. I prefer that. I just find that the 8 inches takes up too much room, but not enough. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't quite work. Anywhere I put it on the layout, I have these awkward places, awkward gaps. So anyway, it's my nemesis photo size, but sometimes it's good to work with your nemesis, right? Because that way you get out of your comfort zone and face your demons. So anyway, I've trimmed it down slightly to 7¼ wide, and I've cut that amazing stripy paper down to the same width. So it's also 7¼ So I'm hoping that my large photo will become part of the layout as opposed to a layout, a photo stuck on, if that makes sense. So it becomes part of the design is kind of what I'm going for. So like I said, I've cut the stripy paper to 7¼ and I have cut all the beautiful stripes apart, distressed the edges and then sticking them back together. Now getting them, or not sticking them back together, but sticking them onto the white background. So getting them perfectly straight is a little tricky. So I'm being very careful not to press my stripes down too hard in case I need to move any of them at any point. I should probably draw some lines and do some measuring, but I tend not to do that. So we will. So yeah, if it's wonky, it's wonky. I'm just going to have to live with that decision. But I wanted to have all of the colours showing, and can you see how I've managed to work it so that I have a bit of yellow top and bottom of the photo, which I really like. I love scrapbooking with yellow. I always feel that yellow is quite an important colour. It brightens everything up. It's the colour of the sun, and it's my little boy's favourite colour as well, so that helps. It means that I like it even more because he likes it. So I've got the yellow shining out of either side, and I've managed to get, I think, all the colours showing of those stripes, which I'm really, really happy about. Okay, so I am going to use one of those Raw Chipboard Titles. Just going to use the word hello, and I'm going to add my own title underneath it. So I'm going to make it Hello Parrots, and I'm going to add that with some little alphabet stickers. But to start off with, I need to do something with this raw chipboard. And for any of you who watched my videos in September, you'll know that I ordered from Amazon a new pot of gold embossing powder. So this is the first time that I've used it. There was an incident with it. So I left it on my table the day it arrived, and then my 6-year-old wanted to put some glitter on something and ended up with it literally everywhere. So anyway, it had to be rescued and filtered a bit for bits of hair and dirt and stuff. Honestly, life with a 6-year-old, hey? Anyway, I managed to salvage it, and it's perfectly usable and looks really lovely, actually. So this is the first time I've actually used it for heat embossing. I am just going to heat emboss that, and then I love how that embossing powder melts and it becomes this beautiful sheen gold colour. Now, obviously, the heat tool is making everything fly around, and those bits and pieces are very lightweight, so they're trying to fly off of my desk, but I just held them in place with the paper piercing tool, and then managed to get the heat embossing powder activated and melted. So now I have this beautiful gold glittery title, hello. That looks much better than the raw, right? And then it also means that it's not going to shed. So if I had just stuck glitter on there, for example, with glue, I would have ended up with a shower of glitter every time I touched the layout. So the heat embossing powder is really cool for that. So I'm just going to add my title in that bottom right corner of the photo. And like I said, I'm going to use the words Hello Parrots, and that they are the Mini Alphabet stickers, and I'm just getting those stuck in place. They are very tiny, and I always worry that they're going to slip around or fall off, and sometimes they don't have lots of the same letter in the same colours, so I had to do a bit of a multi-coloured title there. So I wanted to go for a green, but I didn't have all the right letters in the right shade, so I've mixed it up a little bit with some blues and some darker blues as well, and then green and dark green. Anyway, but it turns out really well. It looks really lovely, I just wanted to make sure that they will stick. So off camera, I do add a little bit of glossy accents underneath them, just to make sure they stay in place. They are generally quite good, but they're so tiny. They obviously have a very small amount of adhesive on the back, and because of that reason, I tend to like to reinforce them with something, either sew through them on the sewing machine or add some glossy accents or wet glue underneath them. Now I've got to embellish the rest of my layout. So obviously in the top right corner of the photo, I've already added some flowers. Some of those are Floral Ephemera, and some of them are fussy cut from the large sheet of beautiful, beautiful flowers. So I think I've got 2 large sprays cut from the fussy cut sheet, and then most other things I believe are ephemera, floral ephemera. So I'm just going through and working out what I can use. So I've got some birds that I'm pulling out of the ephemera. Obviously I've got parrots in my photo, so birds work really well. I'm generally not a big fan of birds on layouts. I don't know why, they've just never really appealed to me. But given that there are birds in the photo, I figure on this occasion I can go with that. So lots of birds, and little bird houses are very, very cute, so I've added a couple of those in. I've obviously got the big cluster over on the left corner, but then I wanted to do something down on the bottom right corner as well. I couldn't go too mad with embellishments because I've got such a large photo and such a large big element in the background with the stripes that I didn't want to overcrowd it. If I tried to add in more another cluster somewhere else, it would have been a bit off balance. So I've gone for 2 large clusters, one top right, one bottom one top left, one bottom right, but the one over on the bottom right I've then extended down to the bottom of the page. So essentially I kind of do have 3, but I feel that it reads as the one on the right is all one cluster really, but it is in 2 kind of separate parts. So I've got the hello parrots, I've got the flags underneath there, that's ephemera that I've raised on foam pads. I've got a floral above the word hello or behind it. I've got the birdhouse at the bottom there. I've got a floral cluster fussy cut from the cut apart sheet, and I've padded that out with a couple of other flowers from the ephemera. I've also fussy cut out some beautiful cold flowers from the speciality sheet. It's on white and it's got gold foil, and they're all florals, or mostly florals, and really, really beautiful. So I've cut some of those out and tucked those into my clusters, and got all my birds, of course, some hearts that I've raised on foam pads, and I've also added in some of the puffy gold hearts as well, the fabric gold hearts too, which are really, really lovely. I love the different texture that they bring to the layout because they are fabric. So, and they're shiny too, which, yay, and gold. What's not to like? And I've also got the hearts that I heat embossed earlier as well, which are from the Raw Chipboard. So they are all in place. And I'm just coming in now with a few splatters of gold paint. So I don't know if I'm using my new one or my Liquitex, I can't remember. But either way, it's lovely. I think it's a Liquitex one. So it's a dark gold. I've just mixed it with some water, and I'm just adding some splatters over all of the clusters. I don't think I've done it now. I think off screen I add my journaling over on the bottom right hand side. I splattered before I'd handwritten, you see, so I had to do it later. So there we go, all done. You can see all my close-ups there and splatters. I've also got some of the lovely phrase stickers from the accessory stickers on there as well. You can see some more down there. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for joining me today. And that was Nikki Rowland for Cocoa Vanilla Studio using Bloom and Grow.